We're on the review for Chapter 4, Lessons 4.1 to 4.3, talking about G here. They want you to find x when you know that f of x equals 1. So you replace the f of x with 1, and you solve for x. A very common mistake, well, there's a couple. Some people try to, add this 5 out of there. You're not allowed to do that. Some people try to subtract this 2 out of there. You're not allowed to do that. You see, you have this division bar here. That's big time. You have basically all that stuff divided by all that stuff. So there are two avenues we can take to get rid of that denominator, x minus 5. You can either put this over 1 and cross multiply. That's one common technique. Or you can multiply both sides by that denominator, x minus 5. These will cancel. Basically, x minus 5 will come over to the left, because what's x minus 5 times 1? X minus 5. Once it cancels out from here, what's left on the right? 2x plus 2. A third way you could do this problem is to think about, since this is a fraction set equal to 1, how does a fraction equal 1? A divided by A would equal 1, right? So for a fraction to equal 1, what would have to be true about the top and bottom? They'd have to equal each other, right? So it's a third way to think of this problem. For it to equal 1, they have to equal each other. At this point, you want to make a decision and stick with it. Would you like to move the letters to the left or to the right in this problem? Move them to the right. I agree, because the 2x is bigger. So you're going to take away 1x from both sides. And you get 1x plus 2 equals negative 5. If you're moving the letters to the right, let's move the numbers to the left. You could do this in either order. You could have taken away 2 first, then take away x. But either way, you should get x equals negative 7. And if you go ahead and plug negative 7 back in, it does work. Negative 7 times 2 is negative 14, plus 2 is negative 12 on top. If you put negative 7 on the bottom, minus 5 is negative 12. What's negative 12 divided by negative 12? 1. Okay? The fourth way of doing this problem would be to graph this in y equals. To do that, you'd have to make sure that you graph it like this, with parentheses. And then in y2, graph the line y equals 1, and find where they intersect. Okay, you'll get kind of a funky looking graph for this. We're going to study this in second semester. It's called a rational function. You'll get a weird looking graph, but you'll be able to find the intersection with the line y equals 1, and it would be at x equals negative 7. So those are the 4 techniques for solving for G.